Fruity, is that your face? We're just discussing actors. What's your favourite actor? Go to actors that we've got into. Wishy-washy actor. It's like voting for the Liberal Party. Wishy-washy. Bleeding Green. Probably should give us some like step up. Oh my god. Yeah, you know what I mean? How's that then? Oh, no, you talking before we do like it. Yeah.
Also, when you want to go up on me. I will leave.
What's the Manchester Park? Good. Is this to be your Wembley song? Yes, you know, go either way, couldn't you? Don't really like break all, yeah. Let's look it on the Bianca. Yeah, but it might not get to the final, but there's a Wembley song. Not that well. Make it up, yeah. Yes. Perhaps we can, okay. You're being silly. There's a Jack said he got it out the other day. What, that, we watched it last night, so Jack said, I've not seen it, right? Well, the Lipton. You go down. He thinks it's fast. Reason it did. Unbelievable. Quick note, the game. You're his, but he's not naked.
How do you refuses to come to his aid?
I know. It's that good time. Harry doesn't actually know the game, he just sat there.
I was probably sharing the left of the way this time.
Yes. You go down the training ground, you asked them. Unbelievable.
Good evening, everyone. Hope you're well. We'll take a show of hands for questions, please. Someone to start? Start with Ben. Thank you.
Pep, congratulations on another final. What did you make of the way your team played throughout both the 90 minutes tonight and over the two legs?
But to reach the final, you have to consider it 2 games, 180 minutes, and we have been really good. Of course, they have chances there and here because it's Champions League team. Of course, Joan and Bruno Guimaraes are really, really important players, like we have in our absence as well. So, but in general, make a 5-1 aggregate is really, really good. The first half, having the pace and the rhythm, especially for the players that we have up front in the middle, that they are defensively higher pace. And yeah, for many of us, for me included, I'm really happy to come back. And for many players, I've never been in a final, the Carabao Cup or in a final in this club. It's a good thing to experience that against maybe the best team right now in Europe, in the world, for many reasons. The numbers, the stats, the way they play, in many aspects are really good. I think it will be incredible experience for all of us to try to hopefully arrive in March, everybody fit, everybody ready, and we can make a good game against them.
You've been Wembley every single season in England. Do you think that reaching Wembley for a semi-final or a final can maybe be taken for granted? Because you do it people kind of expect Man City to be there now.
Yeah, it's for the money we spend. That's why we are there. Joke aside, I'm really pleased. It's not for granted. I know how difficult it is. How difficult. I don't know how many semi-finals we have played in FA Cup, for example, and finals in a row. So yeah, it's really, really, really good. So in 10 years, 5 times Carabao Cup final. So yeah, it's really good. Top. That made, we were not consistency last season, but that season for the little margins we have not been closer from the Premier League with Arsenal. But except last season, I would say the rest we have been incredible machine and being there day by day. So that's good.
Are you worried at all about some of the chances Newcastle had?
Yeah.
Or
True. Yeah, we have to fix it, but it's not difficult to control. I think in the way we played, and Newcastle was much better. But yeah, that means that what I like the most for the fact that we start the game not 0-0, with 2-0. We didn't play to control what we want there. It was completely the opposite. We had incredible pace. We had chances, shoots, and aggressive with the ball. The second half of the tiredness, maybe. Because Newcastle have this incredible attribute. Whatever happened, they 90 minutes go, and always in a high pressing. You have to be a little bit more focused. Omar was a little bit more tired in the second half, and Nico O'Reilly as well. So that's why you cannot be so aggressive in that positions. But come on, only I know, well, many teams know, but I know how difficult it is. The last champions for the Carabao Cup, I know how difficult it is. Beat them in 2 games, and we did it.
On full time, Pep, you had a minute or so exchange with Sandro Tonali. Can I just ask, what did he say? What did you say?
What I said, my Italian is perfect, so that's why I can communicate with him. And we have an incredible friend in common from Brescia, Edo Piovani. And every time we are connected, goal 3 through him. I know his was father no time ago, and all the time we met, the talk experience was in Milan, the supporters, and how happy is he in Newcastle, and yeah, he's a really, really top player, top player.
Thank you. Rob?
Hi, Pep. You've obviously got a Carabao Cup final now against Arsenal. You've got a league game against Arsenal at the Etihad about a month after that. You've had similar experiences once with Jose in Spain, where both those teams were there. And
that was in 1 week, in 10 days, 3 games or 4 times in 1 or 2 weeks. Here, 1 more time is an eternity. But yeah, it can happen. So of course, the Carabao Cup going to play already. I don't know what's going to happen in Champions League, and I don't know when the Premier League is already, the fixture is there. Listen, when the good teams arrive in the last stages, at the end, maybe you can face it. So that is what it is.
Do you enjoy those intense battles when it's the
I
same
love
2
it.
teams at both?
I love it, especially when you play finals. Only I ask, the last season didn't happen, and this season, in certain moments of the night, have the squad fit. Ruben fit, and Mark hopefully can play the final because we bought a player with a lot of money, and I don't understand how apparently cannot play the final. Honestly, I cannot understand that. As much you hire a player, the player can be disposed of the next day. You know, especially the final. Hopefully we can convince the bigger statements and the rules. Sometimes it's difficult to understand. And yeah, everybody fit to and the best to compete against them. Otherwise, of course, we cannot be possible to beat them.
Fred?
Fred Caldera.
Hi, Pep. Do you think Arsenal have one of the best defensive systems you've faced?
His behaviors in the duels one against one are fantastic. Yeah.
And I don't know, is there a specific thing that you have done already that you
The defensive structure is really good, but especially when I'm defensive action is me against my opponent, how it happened that? I beat that duel, or I'm being dribble easy, or I'm making uncomfortable, and that they are so really good.
You mentioned Mark. Antoine signed in January as well. They changed the rules to allow players to play in the competition for 2 clubs.
Apparently, Mark cannot play the second leg that game because he didn't play the first, and Antoine, like right before the first, could play. But now it's the final. Why should not play? You know, so why not? So he's a player, you know. We pay his salary, we hire him as it's our player. Why should not play? It's like it's quite similar Champions League, right? The last 2 games cannot play Mark on the other one when we have an our player. So they make the rule when is the transfer window is open or closed. So when it closed, when you have a player, is tomorrow have a game, they can play. No, it's logic. So hopefully he can play in the final.
Do you feel sorry for him that he came here saying he wants to win major trophies, he wants to play in finals?
We play a lot. He's so young. Become a team that will play in the next years many times, be competitive, will play a lot of finals. No doubt about that. But the word does not feel sorry. I think it should be like that.
Pep, were you really pleased with James
Wow.
Trafford tonight? Not just the saves, but he was very quick, instigating one of your goals. I think you really applauded him as well.
No, top. He saved it with 0-1. With 1-0, make a first save, make it 2-1. So, what is an incredible keeper. England have an unbelievable keeper. Stop happy that he will play the final, and you know. And today in the modern football, you have to have 2 exceptional keepers in the team because you never know what can happen. And without keepers, it's a special position. And he's incredible, being incredible guide with Xavi and Richard, and yeah, exceptional. It was a top game. I'm so happy for him. I'm very pleased.
Hi, Pep. You obviously keep saying hopefully Mark Gahey can play the final. Are you going to ask? Are you going to?
We wanna. I said to the club they have to ask. Yeah, definitely. I don't understand the reason why I cannot play in the final FA Cup, Carabao Cup in March when I've been here for a long time. So the rules to buy a players on the players, what depends on me, depends the FIFA, UEFA, or the Premier League said, okay, transfer window is open. Once you hire a player, has to play. No, in the competitions, logic is. I don't understand why he could not play today, but in the final, in 2-man thumb, of course we're going to try to ask to play because it's pure logic.
What do you think the answer will be?
No. To change the rule in something country, no way, but we will try.
Last 2 are Jack and Richard, guys. Thank you.
Hey, Bernardo looked like he went off with a hamstring injury on Sunday. Just how bad is it?
I don't know. Bernardo's special. We see. He yesterday said to me, "I feel quite good. I want to try, but I don't know." So I don't know. Of course, he's in a position that is less dangerous than I would say hamstring. Is another type of muscle in the hamstring position in his back, but yeah, we see. We'll see next days.
So he could be okay for Sunday?
Could be okay is not the work. It's an incredible doubt. If he will try, I think so. Know him, he will try, but right now I don't know.
Hi Pep, just a word on Omar Mamouche. 2 goals tonight. Has he given you something different and something extra since he came back from Africa?
No, he gave us his special quality. That is his pace, his movements in behind, and his work ethic. And Omar helped us a lot last season. This season, when before the AFCON, Erling was goal and goal and goal and goal, and didn't play a little bit different that last 1 or 2 games we are playing, and that's why maybe play less minutes. But Omar is, with Antoine make another incredible game today. So I'm really pleased for all the performance we have done, especially with the opponent that we faced tonight.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, guys.
Seconds. Okay, even everyone. Let's get us going. Craig, please. Thank you.
Yeah, it was always going to be tough after the first leg, Eddie, but just general reflections.
Yeah, tough first half for us tonight. I think we were craving that first goal. We didn't get it. And when Manchester City get it, it's our task becomes even more difficult. I don't think we played well in that first half an hour. We were losing too many individual duels, and when you do that against the quality of opposition that we were playing tonight, it was always going to be tough. In saying that, we had good opportunities to score in both halves. And I think if you add up all our opportunities in both games against them in this tie, there's a lot of missed opportunities in front of goal, which ultimately I think has cost us.
Just one negative away from the result. Anthony Gordon, what does that look like?
Looks like a hamstring problem. I don't quite know how bad it is. It was enough for him to come off, so that's a big worry.
I get the front.
Was it positive of the evening, the number of chances that you created, even if maybe some of the finishing could have been better?
Yeah, I think whenever you come here, you know to create chances is difficult. But I felt we were very much in the game, even when we conceded early. I think Joe Willock then goes up the other end and has a really good opportunity to equalise. We don't take it, and that was sort of the story of that first half, with Sven Botman going close and then Johan Wisser at the start of the second half, and we could go on and on. There was enough there for us. But of course, in order for us to get through this tie today, we needed to keep a clean sheet, ideally, and we obviously didn't do that with our first half defensive performance being not close to the level that we know we can play at.
Thank you. We'll go to Lee Ryder, then to Chris Waff, please.
Eddie, you played 5 at the back. A lot of people will look at that and say you needed to score a goal, but was the aim with that to try and stay in the game in the early stages? I know that didn't work, but...
Yeah, the aim to play 5 at the back, it's irrelevant really in terms of what number you have at the back. It's how you adapt that to the game, and we were trying to attack tonight. I think that was quite clear. But of course you need to, as I say, we needed to defend well, and part of playing 5 was to try and help us defend. Now that wouldn't be necessarily obvious from what you saw in the first half an hour. But the goals were strange, you know, that they're not necessarily coming from pressure. I didn't necessarily feel a goal was coming, but individual mistakes and errors. Didn't like the way the goals happened, and I don't like the final actions. So that's something following on from Liverpool, quite similar really. A worrying trend the last 2 games.
Just going to ask a quick one as well on the fans. Even at 5-0 down, they were there for you. They were chanting your name behind the players. Just a quick tribute to them, I guess.
Yeah, I've just said there in a previous interview how good they were tonight. I thought they were incredible, because it's very easy at 3-0 down and 5-0 down in the tie to be negative or to have a reaction that doesn't help the players on the pitch. But I thought, to a man, they were magnificent. They applauded the players off at the end. In part, I think that's down to the second half performance, but we've got a very, very special group of supporters who never let us down, and a big thank you to them.
Thank you. Chris Waff, and then to Scott, please.
Eddie, it was obviously a huge moment of triumph when you won this trophy last year. How painful is it that you've given up that trophy, and how could you use that going forward?
Yeah, it is painful. I think we obviously loved the ride that we had last year, and lifting the cup and all the moments and memories that brought. It was an incredible experience, and we were desperate to do it again. Definitely can't fault the players' attitude in terms of what they've given. We are playing, every 2-3 days. We're finding it difficult in this moment, having just played Paris, Liverpool and Manchester City away. That's a tough schedule for any team to face, and we're doing it with the number of injuries that we have, and that they're not excuses. It's just that's the reality, and we're missing some really big players, and I think you could feel that with their performance today.
Thanks, Chris. Scott Wilson.
Just to guess off the back of that a little bit, Eddie, I take the point that there are big players missing and things like that. Last season, you had some real standout away victories at grounds you hadn't really been able to do it at before. This is obviously off the back of Anfield. It's been 2 difficult nights at kind of big clubs. Is that something that clearly you need to get back to that level if you're going to get to where you want to get to?
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I mean, last year we went to several grounds, and we went into the games really believing that we could win. We need to. The only way you build that is by winning. So we need to try and get that feeling back. The team's been knocked in recent weeks. There's no denying that. As I said, we've lost some big players, and with that, you lose a little bit of confidence. It's funny, the last 2 games. If you looked at it and you actually really analysed the games, which I know you guys do, you'd go, we haven't been outplayed throughout the games. We've been in the games. We haven't defended well enough, and we haven't taken a lot of the chances that we've created. So we still believe that we're a good team. We just we need to protect confidence levels at all costs. That's my first thought.
Thanks, Scott. We'll go to Dominic and then to Martin Hardy, please.
Hi, Eddie. You made a triple change at half-time, Lewis Hall being one of the players to come off with Joe Willock and Nick Voltemada. Just what was the reason behind that, and was part of it to preserve those players and keep them match sharp?
Definitely with Lewis and Joe Willock, that was very much the thinking, because Lewis hasn't had a rest. He's been one that we'd have loved to have taken out at certain stages during this recent run of games that we've had, and just felt this was the right time to do it, to make sure that we can keep him at his best level in the next games coming up. I think he's done really well to play the number that he has. Same with Kieran. We're trying to protect Kieran as we did at the end, and there's other players that we're trying to manage. But obviously with the number of injuries we've got, we can't do that as much as we would like, and that's where any injury to any player has a really detrimental effect.
Thank you. Martin Hardy on the front, please.
Hi Eddie. Were you annoyed with the first half display, and where does the result leave the season?
Yeah, really annoyed with the first half display because I think pride ourselves on being really organised, and tactically we want to be able to handle any problem the opposition gives us. But that first half, I just don't think we were good enough individually, and our duels, as I say, were off. That gave us huge problems. We didn't defend well at all, I didn't think. So, yeah, first half was really disappointing. Where does that leave our season? That leaves our season, we're still fighting on several fronts. I think the game's coming thick and fast. There's no let up for us. We need to get back to winning ways as quickly as possible. That's the only thing that gives you new energy.
Okay, thank you everyone.
Thank
Safe
you.
journey. Cheers.
Thanks a lot.